We are going to be chatting all things teacher talk tonight. We're going to be talking about how you can earn up to $100,000 a year as a teacher, which is insanity, and how some of our CEO teachers are doing just that. So I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks that some of our $100,000 a year teacher earners are doing, yes, while still in the classroom, but the choice is absolutely yours. So I'm Casey Morris. I'm a former 8th grade English and language arts teacher from a really small town in South Georgia. I'm a mama to 5 kids. I have 4 boys and a sweet baby girl, and wife to a high school principal. And back in 2013, I had a crazy dream of taking what I was passionate about in the classroom and turning that into a quote unquote online business. I only had a dream of paying my Netflix bill back then, and little did I know that now we would have a multi-million-dollar company where we have helped thousands upon thousands of teachers fulfill their biggest hopes and dreams. So whatever brought you here tonight, I am just so happy that you're here. Hey, Holly, thanks for watching. Lizzie, Colleen, so nice to see you. Gia from Alabama, we're neighbors. So happy that you're here. If you're new here, I just wanted to say thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to make this short and sweet as we share some of our CEO teacher trailblazers and amazing things that they are doing. But before we get started, I want to ask you a question. Now, I asked this question on my Instagram stories today, and we got some really cool answers. But before we get into the financials and the money talk and all that jazz, I want to ask you a simple question. And that question is, what does wealth mean to you? Does it mean money? Does it mean something else? I'm curious as to your answer to this. If you were going to tell me in one quick sentence or 2 quick sentences what wealth means to you, I'd love to hear it right here. So I think wealth comes in a lot of different forms, right? Yes, wealth is financial. Yes, it is great that we can support our families. However, wealth is so much bigger than that. There are so many different umbrellas that can fall under the idea of wealth. And I'd love to hear kind of what that means for you. I know that wealth can also mean family. You know, when we have a rich family, we are wealthy in life, whatever, that might be. Someone said freedom. Yes, security. I love that. Oh, a lot of security. I love that answer. Wealth is quality of life. Yes, Kalissa, I hope I said your name correct. It's happiness. I think that wealth can be found in adventure, doing new things and figuring out new places. And wealth just can mean so much more than just what we think of as, financial, is what the world has made us think that wealth really is. Wealth means love and provision. Wealth means breathing easier. Yes, giving my children more opportunities. So true. So I want you to take that with you as we move into me sharing about how these amazing people, these amazing women have made $100,000 a year, because wealth, when it comes to money, is just one form of wealth. And my purpose on this planet is to help you find wealth in every area of your life, not just financially. But tonight we are going to talk about the finance side of things, which is wonderful for teachers, because as all of you know, if you're watching, you are probably overworked, and I am sure you are underpaid, and I cannot wait to share how we can make some more impact and income together. But before we get to all the goods, I have one more question for you. It's a simple yes or no, and I'm just curious to know the answer. You can elaborate if you want to, because I know teachers love to elaborate, and I'm here for it. But I want to ask you this. Are you happy? I see that going around on TikTok a lot, and I love to hear people's answers when they are asked, are you happy? Because I remember a time back in 2013 where happiness was the furthest thing from who I was, and every photograph of myself, every memory was black and white. There was no vibrant color and no happy days as I struggled through postpartum depression, and I went through the darkest days of my entire life. I'm happy to say that I'm on the other side of that, and happiness is something that I see and I feel and I touch every single day. A lot of you said not yet, not like I used to be. I want to be happier, definitely not. When grown people cry on TV, it's always weird to me, and I try to control my emotions, but that is heartbreaking to see that a lot of teachers are not happy in today's society. And for whatever reason that might be right now, I want to help you find that happiness again, because what a beautiful day to be alive when you wake up every morning and you look in the mirror and you say, thank you, God, for this day. I am the happiest I have ever been. It is the best day ever, because I, without a doubt, get to say that every single day. And I hope that I can help you say that too very soon. Okay, so let's share a little bit about how to make $100,000 as a teacher. Let me get in my little bubble right here. Let me come down on my chair. I'm so glad you guys are here. Hey, Mona, good to see you. Hey, Jennifer. So let's talk about how we're going to do that. Now, if you're just getting started, if you're brand new here, this is the first time you've seen me, or if you're not a part of our culture just yet, I want to invite you to take a really quick 2-minute quiz. You can wait until the end of this broadcast, but go to caseymorris.com/quiz, and I want to help you discover your unique path to making extra income as a teacher. We don't have to know the 1, 2, 3 tonight. We don't have to know how we're going to get to that happiness, how we're going to get to that wealth. All I need from you is a little bit of security and saying, you know what, Casey, I think I can do this. That's all I need right now. There's no commitment here. All I need from you is your email address and 2 minutes of your time. Take this quick quiz, and I'm going to give you all the resources that you could possibly need absolutely for free to help you get started on your journey to freedom and happiness that you've never felt before. Now, one of my favorite books that changed the trajectory of my life was written by Napoleon Hill. The book is called Think and Grow Rich. It's from the 1930s. If you've never read it, I highly encourage you to take a peek at it. But Napoleon says the starting point of all achievement is desire. So I just said, I don't need to give you the 1, 2, 3. I can show you how to make it, and I will, but I don't need that from you tonight. All I want is to know that you desire to live a happier life, that you want more wealth in your life, and we can do this together. So why not you? You know, back in 2013, when I talked about those were the darkest days of my entire life, this old girl decided to start selling her lesson plans online. Now, that's one way that we teach teachers how to make money, is to sell their lesson plans. I'm sure many of you have heard of the website Teachers Pay Teachers. What a beautiful place. And that's where I started my journey. Not all of our teachers sell on Teachers Pay Teachers, but that's where I started back in 2013. And I grabbed a camera and decided to share my happiness on YouTube. If you were one of the originals and you remember the days of chipmunk voices and the girl you see in this photo, thank you for being here. We've grown a lot since then, but it's interesting to go back to those days. And then now I think about where I am today. The girl you saw there was struggling to get out of that lifestyle and the life that I was living. And I was in the classroom at that time. I left the classroom in January of 2018 to help more teachers. And here you see the girl that you see today. But one of our CEO teacher trailblazers that I want to chat about is Dr. Laurie. Now, Dr. Laurie has an amazing podcast. She looks like the most professional human ever. I want to learn from her. She looks like the teacher everyone needs in their life. But she helps beginning teachers get their stuff together. And I commend her for that. But when we asked Dr. Laurie, we said, you know, what did it take for you to earn that $100,000? And folks, it didn't take very long, by the way. You'll see how long it took her to earn this. We asked her about her mindset tips and her tricks and what it meant to really earn $100,000. And she said, you have to do things before you think that you're ready for them. Just do it scared, because it's probably never going to get any easier. And you're never probably going to feel completely ready to do the big, scary things you want to do in this world. So put your blinders on. Oh, I love this. Care less about what other people think or what other people say. And just own your big, bold, beautiful energy, letting yourself shine and being who you were meant to be. So when I ask you guys if you were happy, some of you said, not yet, but I want to be. So I want to put another question on you. And I want to hear what you could start doing today that could help you be happier tomorrow. Even if it's something really small, what could you do today that could help you be happier tomorrow? Dr. Laurie also said, I think one of the things that's helped me be able to move the needle in my business, and listen up, in only my second year, is not holding back, literally continually experimenting. Have I failed? Of course, but I've learned that every failure brings me one step forward towards figuring it all out. And I've learned to reframe what I used to think of as failure, as learning. So even when I fail at something, I know what not to do the next time. And guys, your teachers, you literally tell your students this all the time. Don't be afraid to go ahead and write your thoughts and feelings. I was a writing teacher, so I would tell them, go ahead and put it out on paper. But failing is scary, and teachers hate to fail. And I think it goes back to the way that we were in school. We wanted to get it all right. We wanted to make good grades. And failing is still scary, but no one on this planet is successful unless they fail, period. People that are mega sensations have failed more than anybody, right? My son just played his first middle school baseball game, or he didn't actually get to play. He just attended his first middle school baseball game. And yesterday was a big character building moment for us because he felt like a failure. And I got to hopefully pick up the pieces a little bit and let him know that failure is just a great opportunity to learn and to grow and to get back out there and say, let me show you what I got. So remember that even if you have your children that you have to watch fail, which is really hard, or if you're afraid of stepping out there because of what other people might think, which I want to remind you that you are only the main character of your own story. Everyone is the main character of their own story. They're not putting you in the forefront of their story. They may think about you for just a second, but at the end of the day, you are only the main character of your own story. Most people aren't going to see you fail, and if they do, who cares? They're going to get over it and move on to the next thing later. But victims are the people that celebrate and entertain things like failure. Leaders and people that are truly successful focus more on education and making themselves better. Okay, Jocelyn, I love that. She said it's about failing forward, learning from mistakes. So good. Okay, and I want to introduce you to Tara. Tara is from Autism Little Learners. She is one of our CEO Teacher Trailblazers as well, and she is earning over $100,000 a year. She's still a teacher in the classroom. Like, how she does what she does is absolutely mind-blowing to me, but she said her tip and trick for you to make $100,000 as a teacher is find someone that has gone before you, who can show you the ropes, finding a coach, someone to guide you along the way and show you all of the best practices and all of the little things that you might not know getting started will save you a lot of hassle and grief later. Amen to that. That is so very true. But she said that her mindset has really changed throughout the past almost 3 years, from lots of small goals to now dreaming really, really big and believing in abundance and believing that all things that you dream are possible. I know some of you probably have heard about visualization and vision boards. Those are big, great words right now, but have you ever stopped and really imagined yourself in the life that you want to create? It's hard for me to help you get there if you can't tell me what you want. So I asked you at the beginning of this recording, I said, what does happiness look like to you? Or what does wealth look like to you? And if you can define that for me, then I can help you get there. And we get there to really live that life before you ever have that life. Because if you're not in love with the process of catching happiness and wealth, you won't be happy once you get there. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but you must fall in love with the process rather than the product. And it's taken me years to realize that, is that every single day, even the bad days, are beautiful because they're helping me get to that end goal or that goal that I want to reach until I find the next goal. So whatever it is that you want, that you feel in your gut is going to make you the happiest, then let's chase that together. But every day I want you to fall in love with the process. Right now, it's silly, but my happiness is going to be in a summer garden. I want my kids to harvest the garden. I can see it, I can feel it, I can smell it, I can taste it. It's all the things for me right now. And so imagining my children going out there and grabbing squash and cucumbers and tomatoes and bringing them inside and us cooking in the kitchen. We love to cook in the kitchen together, and it sounds so silly and so trivial, but I literally see and taste the food that they bring in, and I can hear their laughter, and that is every bit of motivation that I need to get there. And I've never been successful at a garden before, so I'm hoping this time it's gonna ring true. I want to say congratulations to this next CEO, teacher, trailblazer, superstar, all the things. She just had a brand new baby boy. Congratulations, Christy. I love his name, by the way. I mean, I'm a little partial, but I'm so happy for you and your beautiful family. But Christy said, don't compare yourself to other teacher sellers. Compare yourself to who you were at the beginning of your journey and constantly focus on your growth. Because when you stay focused on yourself and where you want to go, the rest will fall into place. And then we asked Christy to share a little bit about her mindset as well. And she said, my mindset has not always been what it is now, although I have been selling my resources online for quite some time. So Christy is a big TPT seller. And she said, not long ago, I suffered from imposter syndrome, wondering who would want to buy from me. And it wasn't long into my switch into my business journey. And then my CEO teacher community began reminding me that I could do it if I got out of my own way and started focusing on me and not what everyone else was doing. And then Stephanie Nash from A Touch of Class Teaching shared a little bit about her strategy of making $100,000 online. And she said that what rang truest for her was that, I love this analogy. She said, you got to play both sides to the middle. And she said what she means by that is that you have to prioritize your mindset on one side of the line, and then make sure that you are focused on your mindset and your energy and your vibe and your confidence in yourself, not just getting to that point. Think about all the things that it takes for you to get yourself better. And then on the other end, you place the hard work. Place the hard work and the dedication and the drive and all those things that they say that you need. But if you don't get your mind right, you're never going to be up for the challenge when things get tough. Because this, my friends, is a long game. I ain't into easy, quick money, okay? I don't love my teachers to make easy, quick money, because if it's easy and it's quick, it leaves just as quickly as it arrives. I'm in this to help teachers make lifelong wealth for their families and for their communities, and however they want to circulate their finances. I'm here for that. But this is a long game. So as Stephanie says, you got to play both sides to the middle. So work on that mindset and knowing that this is going to take a while. You don't go on a diet and lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks. You don't go on a diet and get abs in 8 weeks. It takes a lot of time and dedication. But she also said that her mindset has dramatically changed since she started her business, and that she thought that she was probably living on one end of the spectrum. She was definitely on the dream world side, right? She was super excited. She knew things were possible. She knew she could reach her goals. She was very confident about it. But then she would have those moments where she would have to work hard, but she had no idea what she was really doing. And I thought this was really interesting, because a lot of times we have the opposite. We have people that are working hard, but they have no confidence in themselves. But Stephanie was a switch. She had all the confidence in the world, but once she had to start working, she's like, wait a minute, I don't know what I'm doing. She had no routines, and she didn't know what to do. But she said joining the CEO teacher community changed everything from her. And through the programs, our level 1 and our level 2 memberships, she had the ability to nurture both sides of that spectrum. And now she has a plan, she has routines, and she has habits that she's built to grow and scale her business for her beautiful family. And we are just so happy to have her. And then finally, Mary Gallagher from Amazing Day Academy. I love this. She said, don't compare your day 1 to someone else's year 10. So good. You know, who really is an overnight success? There's always a backstory. You can log into TikTok or to Instagram and you're like, dang, how'd they get so many followers? Well, they started 10 years ago, probably. So it's okay to start small and to be messy. You aren't behind. You're exactly where you need to be. Some teachers are just now graduating from college this year. They're going to start their journey of making more income and more impact. So I don't care if you're 55 years old and you're getting ready to retire, or if you're 22 years old. All I need from you tonight is a little bit of desire to say, I think I want this, and we can make those dreams a reality. And she also said that the important part is that you're starting, and that is what takes so much courage. Mary also said, I'm really focusing on how to use all of what happens, the good, the bad, and the ugly from my learning, to do growth and upliftment. So good. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your tips and tricks for everyone. We appreciate you so much. And I know we started this episode or this show, let me get back up here, talking about happiness and wealth. And I want you to close your eyes right now and envision what that might look like for you. So I shared a silly thing about my garden. Hey, Faith says, I'm ready. Thank you so much. We're so happy to have you. But what does happiness look like to you? If you were to give me one sentence tonight, I want to know exactly what happiness looks like to you. I asked you about wealth earlier, but what would it look like for you to be happy? And how could you get better hold of your health and your finances Jocelyn said happiness is her word of the year. And Tiffany said, I need help with the planning side for sure. And I'm going to be able to help you there. Can't wait to share a little bit more on that in the coming weeks. Happiness is financial freedom, time with my family and friends, time, right? Time is happy. I love time, freedom, balance. Holly, amen to that. Marissa said time with my family and friends. Well, family time, financial freedom. It seems like that we have a lot of the same goals together. And I can't wait over the next few weeks. Join us every Thursday night at 7:30 as we share a little bit more about the details of what this could mean for your life. If you're not already a listener to our weekly show, we have a weekly podcast called the CEO Teacher Podcast. We are a top ranking podcast, which is insane that all of these teachers in the world are listening to the show. It's been running for about 3 years now, but we started doing a really cool segment. And I want to invite you to ask a question and hopefully be featured on our weekly show that drops every Wednesday. All you have to do is go check out the show and leave a review. And as you leave your review, you can ask me a question. We are pulling one of those questions each week, and we are doing a CEO teacher and training session where you can ask me anything in the world about business or about building the life of your dreams, and you may be featured as one of our CEO teachers in training. Again, guys, if you're just getting started, you can go to caseymorris.com/quiz to take a quick 2-minute quiz and find exactly where you are on your own teacher journey. But we are here for the next couple weeks to help you make more income and more impact than you ever thought possible. I'll see you right here next Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you haven't heard this from me before, you're going to hear it from me every single time you see me. But thank you so much for watching. And as always, remember that the best is yet to come. And I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.